710 KNUS in Denver.
AM 1460, FM 101.1, The Answer in Colorado Springs.
All along the Front Range. This is the Jeff and Bill Show where you got both sides. And joining us live in studio to preview the weekend show, Peter Boyles, Jonathan Flora. Good to see you guys.
Hey, good to see you,
guys.
Jeff.
Hey.
And excited for what you guys are going to talk about on Saturday. What you got?
Well, I'm going to turn it over to Jonathan. He's got the big guest.
Well, we've got a really good friend of mine. His name is Marty Brennaman. He was the voice of the Reds for 46 years. Called some incredibly historical moments. In his first game, he called Hank Aaron's Babe Ruth tying home run. Of course, he called Ty Cobb's record being broke by Pete Rose. And again, Marty's a good friend of mine. His son, Tom Brennaman, was my first color guy when I used to do sports on basketball. But we got a really funny WWF moment when we brought Macho Man Randy Savage into Riverfront Stadium, and Joe Nuxall and Marty were big WWF fans, and we're gonna have a real fun time of storytelling and baseball folklore.
And he knew Marge Schott.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You got to go with that. And Pete Rose. And
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it. And then I follow the fights, and we've had this young man in studio before. His name's Grant Neal. He's a local UFC fighter, and I went to see his fight on Saturday, and he won. He knocked the guy out. They stopped the fight in the first, and he may get the nod to come up to the UFC. And so he's bringing his manager, and he's really amazing. And then a guy that I met through you guys, John Brooks.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
we put him on a radio show and liked him, and he's going to roll back and spend a couple minutes with us on
Running for governor. Republican nomination for governor.
A Normal Man.
What are the odds?
Well, speaking of that, we all thought that Kristi Noem's husband was a normal man.
Did
until
you
we
see
saw
Wow,
that?
did you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, makes you gives you a little bit of the doubt now.
Did you
doesn't
see
it?
when he was asked about whether or not his wife was having an affair? Did you see that out?
And he said essentially, I can't do anything about it.
That's South Dakota, I'm telling you.
That's a unique relationship.
if you see-
Well, so
That's
here's
a
a question.
Hollywood
Here's a question I
relationship.
got for you
All right.
guys, because I saw these comments yesterday. People going, "Why does politics always attract the weirdos?" Is it that politics attracts the weirdos, or is it that people are weirdos and just politics happens to be the place where you tend to be exposed?
I've been asked that about talk radio.
And I think the answer is yes.
Absolutely,
It is a
it's
combo.
yes.
It is a
Absolutely.
mixture of both.
I think you just get like this basket full of good and bad. It's politics.
Here's a bigger question.
All right.
Where's the Oppo research? She made it through confirmation.
This
Guy's been doing this for 3 decades, is the reporting.
Is it 3 decades? Well, I
Yeah.
know the latest pictures were in 2025.
No, I've got some reporting
But-
saying that it goes on for like 30 years. So this is longer than
think she
just the
knew?
last couple of years. But even if she did or didn't know, where's the Oppo research? Because this was found. Who's not doing their work?
I know guys that know her. I've never met her. She rides her own motorcycle. She always is in Sturgis. Rides a Road King, in fact, and guys love her. They painted her in. There's a painting every year for Sturgis. She's into painting. That's as much as I knew until everything started falling apart. So
I was on a 1-week fishing trip with her and a group of people in Alaska. And she was nothing but polite and professional and worked the room. You know, there's about 20 of us, and she was fine.
What though do you think goes through a guy's mind? Because what I saw when I saw those pictures, you can go to I think it's the Daily Mail that has them, was it reminded me of Anthony Weiner, where you get a guy taking pictures of himself, and in this case, showing his face, and then
it's not a shame.
and then sending those to women when your spouse is in such a high position.
How about if he's trying to embarrass her because he knows what she was doing?
Ooh, retribution.
Absolutely.
But if
then
this
that
was
goes back
happening
to
for
your
30 years,
yeah, that goes
then,
back to the 30-year
then it wouldn't
question.
be retribution. And why wouldn't she divorce him to free herself of this?
For exactly those same reasons, they stayed together because they were symbiotic, like rhinoceroses and tick birds. They stay together.
You do your thing, I'll do
I'm
mine.
not making this up.
Yeah.
Or like the
No, I
Clintons.
know.
Same thing.
Or the Clintons are maybe a better example, except everybody knew about the Clintons.
But what did he bring other than a business? He was a successful business guy, but
He
really,
makes-
Kristi Noem could have found somebody else.
I think
That's
she did.
the point. She probably did.
She had that honeymoon plane there flying around.
But,
No, so she did have somebody else.
but then
Yes, she did.
they looked good. It was America's fun couple. They looked great. They were stalwarts. They both did well. Stick together. Let's run the scam. So I'm serious. I mean, and I think,
I'm still amazed that he would take pictures with his face. I feel like my teenagers know better than to do this. Here's a guy whose wife is the head of the Department of Homeland Security. I mean, he exposed her. He exposed the government to bribery. I mean, this is...
everybody had a crazy brother or something like that. Ronald Reagan's brother, Jimmy Carter's brother, Lyndon Johnson's brother, Richard Nixon's brother. I mean, everybody had a half a wacky
We're still trying to
brother.
figure out which one in the Bush clan is the weird brother.
All-
Or is it just
all
all
of
of
them.
The
Yeah,
other
that's
thing-
something, all of them.
The other
Every
thing
one
I
of them.
raised with
Yeah.
Billy on this is we had a gubernatorial candidate on Monday, Maria, a very smart lady, 6 years with the Air Force, cyber operations. She got uneasy that my phone was sitting here. She goes, do you realize everything they can do? And I'm sitting there going, well, I understand the concerns about access to cameras and all the digital stuff. But then you have this guy going on for 30 years with this type of fetish,
And
it doesn't
pictures
get
last forever.
and it doesn't get exposed.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that
Well,
difference there.
who was the French premier that died and his mistress stood next to his wife at the grave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the different cultures, different things.
And let's be honest, who here has not had Billy beer?
I got a kid.
Bob Lee and I fronted Billy Carter. Jay
got a kid.
Jabs brought him into town, and
Did he?
Yeah, we fronted him, and he went from this guy to this guy. And when I met Jimmy Carter, we talked about his brother. We spent
sure.
an hour and a half talking about Billy because he did not understand alcoholism, and Billy was clearly. And I thought Billy was embarrassing him.
He was.
Oh yeah, he absolutely was. And if you know the life story, Jimmy came home from the Navy, Annapolis graduate. He was, what was the father of the atomic submarines? Rickover, and he was Rickover's guy. And he decided to come back and get into politics. They had the peanut farm,
Yeah.
and Billy stayed and worked for the old man who was really a taskmaster. When Jimmy comes down the road, the old man gave the front door keys to Jimmy, aced Billy. And I think Billy spent a lot of time saying, well, I'll show you. And he did. So,
Do you think this is the end for Kristi Noem?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that multi-million-dollar campaign, what a waste of
I
money for
think-
Border
I think
Barbie. I mean, it was just
that's
a
a
waste,
big
and it
deal.
showed a lot. Agreed.
Right? That's a
Yep.
really big deal.
Yep.
It could have been a kickback. Somebody talked her into something. You know, they're not sophisticated. She's from South Dakota. I mean, remember?
But I think Corey Lewandowski saw in her a potential presidential
Ticket.
power, and that was the reason he was on her hip the whole time. I know there's the
So to
affair
speak.
stuff, but the business side of things, I think he saw her as a pathway to the presidency, and I think she's probably done after this. I don't think
she
she
is
recovers.
done.
And one of the things that I do kind of find interesting is that Republicans are not seeking to almost either protect Christie or embracing the shame. They're almost kind of laughing at it. It's almost become a punchline, a joke.
It seems to me that Republicans, there's no forgiveness. The Democrats have forgiveness. They really do.
Or they just move on.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was Cesar Chavez. They've changed his name on
But
everything.
that was about little girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a big Cesar Chavez fan. That destroyed me.
Did it?
I met his brother, and they were very much against illegal immigration, and they carried pockets full of dimes because there was no cell phones. And when Ronald Reagan's my president, but Ronald Reagan broke the union, and he allowed, because there was Bud Antel and Iceberg and the big growers in California, they wanted the union broken. And Chavez, I met his brother, as I mentioned, and they would run and get dimes, and it was the INS then, and they would call, and they say there's illegals in the fields. And now when you see illegals march, and the guy, the Black Eagle, and has no business being there.
That's Peter Boyles, Jonathan Flora, live in studio with us, promoting their show on Saturday, 9 to 1, 710 KNUS. Go through your guests real quick.
We've got Marty Brennaman, former voice of the Reds for 45 years. Grant Neal, a hopeful UFC fighter, and Republican gubernatorial candidate John Brooks.
Yeah.
It'll be a great lineup. It's always fun to hear you guys. You got a great thing going on right here. So thank you for
We had
spending
Deborah
time.
last week.
Yeah. Well,
Stand back.
yeah, this Deborah's awesome. But Jonathan Flora, Peter Boyles, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 710 KNUS. Tune in this Saturday. Be sure to not miss it. And then join in the conversation as well. Jump in and call. That's always fun to hear you guys take the calls.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Jonathan Flora,
Bubba.
Peter Boyles.